mentioned something along the lines of, with one of them, there was a really tragic backstory where one had absolutely no love at any point in his life, and then he may have even killed his family member accidentally in a car crash or something of that nature. And
I'll just explain it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
explain it now. All right. So
Yeah.
Rodney accidentally killed his sibling in a prank gone wrong.
Oh wow. Okay.
Put a rubber spider in their car and they crashed. So he never knows if that was really, his fault or
Right.
just a coincidence. And then Mitch has like severe like childhood abuse. Does not like to be touched. There's a scene. It's really funny. When he is touched and he's just Martin, just absolutely just like sobbing and bawling, and like it's so funny in the moment.
I heard like through the grapevine that maybe in another life one of them was like a great artist or something. Like, and had it not.
The unnamed friend that Jess and Michelle are talking about is.
Yeah.
I'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Smart people figure that out down the road.
Tell me about producing. What's it like?
It's difficult.
Yeah. I'd imagine.
There's a lot of nuts out there. So it was my first rodeo producing. So I just got better as I went. Casting, it was such a thrilling process, but very difficult. There were so many good Lizzie choices, and we picked the best Lizzie. We had nothing but good Lizzies and got the best Lizzie. Emily was so good, we gender swapped a role for her. Michelle was originally written as Michael, and we thought there was not one good Michael.
Really?
Not one good Michael in like the whole giant pot of actors.
Jeez.
There's not one good Michael. So
How do you not hurt someone's feelings, like when you're casting these roles? Is it hard? Is it an emotional process for you?
yeah, because you want to get back to everyone. It's just after a certain point, like there's just such a volume of like influx that you can't get back to everyone. I was trying to do that in the beginning. You just can't get back to everyone. That's one of the worst things you can do. Is just not get back to people. But I think it's part of the industry. If you don't hear back, you didn't get it.
Have you ever had, in any of the films that you worked on, scenarios where people were confrontational because they didn't get a role they wanted? Have you ever experienced anything like that?
Well, in this COVID age, I did experience some hostility from people about the vaccination.
Oh
mandate.
wow! I'm not surprised actually.
Yeah, it was one of the first things I have to do. Everyone has to be safe here, so I'm running a production however I want, and needed everyone to be vaccinated. So.
So you did get a little bit of pushback about that.
Yeah, not from all of them. Some people forgot they weren't vaccinated. They wished me the best of luck, and some people were the shitbaggy.
Right.
The shitbaggy.
Some nasty emails.
Yeah, just like they're looking to be confrontational, and you just gotta kill them with kindness. I'm just like, thank you for your interest and have a nice life.
Would you say your next work that you're considering? Do you think you're going to stay within the horror genre, or are you going to explore other genres?
Right, the next couple projects are horror based, but I would love to go outside my comfort zone.
So one thing that I noticed, it appears there was a lot of improvisation going on in the movie. Tell me a little bit about that.
The actors were really feeling it, and anything that'll make the movie better, just like go for it. If it feels right, go for it. And it's kind of how I was making it. Like, really wanted to do things like in the moment. My favorite filmmakers is Jean Rollin. Looks like Gene Rollin. A lot of times he would, just kind of see what feels right in the moment. My movie is the opposite of his. You can watch one of his movies without understanding a word of French and still understand the movie. But he would just kind of like wing it sometimes. He would also film adult films to finance his personal films. I was reading a biography of him. One of his, they're like, oh, what'd you think of the script for, I forget the adult film. And he's like, I never even looked at the script. So that was
You just went with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my approach. Some days on set, I was like, scripts for the actors. I'm just, trying to capture what they feel is right.
Which is interesting because sometimes on the other end of the spectrum you get directors that want verbatim every single word exactly.
If something didn't feel right, I'm just like, just cut it. I'm like, this line doesn't feel right. It's like, nah, fucking do it. Don't do it. And the movie only got better for, them feeling it out. And I think for me, feeling it out, there's only so many ways we can shoot in the house without showing the staging area.
Right. Yeah.
They had a gorgeous dining room. We just couldn't use it because everybody's stuff's there. It would have been just a pain in the dick to clean
And it's a
it
big
up.
house.
Yeah, it's a huge house. So just, I wanted, again, shooting like a sitcom, just you want everything to feel familiar and like you've been there before in the visual language of the movie. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I've seen this I've seen this angle before. Just, I don't know. It's not a bad way to approach things, I think. Or it's an interesting way, at least. Because it's a very scary sitcom.
Yeah.
Can't say this enough. Dirtbag Scooby-Doo.
Tell me a little bit about the editing process. I know very little about editing, so anything you could feed back.
Just got a crazy amount of coverage, so we can just put together a scene however I want, you know. I'm trying to edit it a little bit like Suspiria 2018.
It's a long movie.
It's a long movie, no, but not like that in the way that the cuts are made, and you know, you focus on things. And I'm talking about the Blair Witch and The Shining, real quick.
Okay.
So I don't want to give away too much of what makes those movies like really pop and unsettle you on a subconscious level. But it's once you know a few examples, you know, then you can pick up on the rest of it next time you watch the movie. Like the Blair Witch, for example, the first thing it does, it starts the text just a little to the left, just to fuck with you. And then a lot of like little instances make you feel like you've seen this before, or you're like, why does that seem familiar? Like the first thing you see is Heather doing this. And
Heather Donahue. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that looks like the fucking the Twigman later.
Yeah.
You know, she's wearing black gloves, and they mention something about, I saw the Blair Witch, and she had, you know, thick black fur on her arm. So just, you put all these little things together, and that's what makes it, you know, so scary and pop. Because, I don't know, it's always working on a subconscious level. And then in The Shining, you know, just shit moves all the time. Just like lamps disappear. You know, it's just to fuck with you. Doesn't have any deeper meaning, I don't think.
Sure.
You know, just because you don't pick up on it unless you're actively looking for it. So I try to do a lot of that in Laced. You know, just like little things. You know, like you realize something's off, but you can't quite put what is off. Yeah, this was from some guy.
It's kind of creepy.
Every time I Google image search this one, it's like, you mean portrait frame? And I'm like, no, what's in the fucking frame, Google? It's just so creepy. It's beautiful painting. I bought it from Goodwill. People at Goodwill were like, I can't believe nobody's bought this yet. I can't believe this is like sat here as long as it did. TV.
Mm-hmm.
And that VHS player, which destroyed one of my tapes. It was a mystery tape. We wanted to know what was on it, and now the first thing he did was garble the tape.